Shadow the Hedgehog, one of the most popular and confusing Sonic characters. Yeah, there is some uncertainty in what kind of character Shadow is. Is he a rival to Sonic? A villain? An anti-hero? Most people would tell you that he's Sega's violence-loving, foul-mouthed Edgelord. And to that I say, no. Not only is he not an Edgelord, he has gotta be the most misrepresented, misunderstood Sonic character. To fully understand Shadow, we need to dig deep in his introduction. In Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow was written in a way that establishes him as a darker character, but without overstressing it and painting him as a stereotypical edgelord. Look at the cutscene where the bubbly Amy Rose hugs Shadow, mistaking him for Sonic. If he was an edgelord, he would have hit her and yelled, "Don't touch me!" But no, he just looks at her with a smile that says, "What are you doing?" In his first encounter with Sonic, he gave the impression that he's the most powerful being on Earth, or in other words, the ultimate life form. So he started out pretty smug, but throughout the story, his rivalry with Sonic slowly changed him. Sonic kept on surprising Shadow, especially when he escaped Eggman's death trap utilizing Chaos Control, with a phony Chaos Emerald no less. And during the final boss battle, Shadow exclaims that Sonic may be the ultimate life form. By the end, Shadow has become humbler and grew to respect Sonic. The heaviest part of his character is his tragic past. We're given glimpses of it early and see that he's seeking revenge on humanity for the death of his oldest friend, Maria Robotnik. One of the most emotional moments is when Rouge the Bat asks him if he's the real Shadow. He replies that even if he isn't, his promise to Maria is the most real thing about him. You feel sympathy for him here. In the last story, we discover that his creator, Gerald Robotnik, wanted revenge for Maria as well, so he alters Shadow's memory of what Maria wanted to fuel his hatred of people. It's thanks to the pure-hearted Amy that Shadow remembered that Maria wished for him to save humanity, and he immediately goes into fight, even if he has to sacrifice himself to do so. Shadow's not an edgelord. He's a three-dimensional character with a gripping arc, and that arc helps cement Shadow as one of the best characters. In Sonic Heroes, Shadow has been brought back. I mean, after he saved the world, Shadow's been given a second chance. He earned that. Heroes' writing is true to his redeemed character at the end of SA2. As soon as he wakes up, he saves Rouge from E123 Omega's rampage, giving new players a good first impression. In the same cutscene, Shadow becomes a part of the Team Dark trio, consisting of Rouge and Omega. These two were commonly known as his closest friends, and Shadow may not always express it, but these two warmed up to him. He chats with them and he likes being with them. It's endearing to see Shadow and Rouge go from indifferent partners in crime to genuine buddies. His rivalry with Sonic is still on good terms. They banter and like to test each other's skills. In his campaign, he's been given a case of 2000's amnesia. He ponders on who he is and wonders if he's real. But in the final stage, we have this brief but cathartic moment when he declares that he doesn't care whether he's real or not. He'll just be himself. A satisfying conclusion to his arc in this game. Forget the past and live for the future. After looking at these two games, we realize what kind of character Shadow is. An introverted person who has a soft spot for people, but doesn't always know how to show it. This makes him another Sonic character that a lot of kids can relate to. There are kids who are shy, kids who hang out with only a small number of friends. Kids can see themselves in Shadow. And he's called an edgelord. Where would you get an idea like that? Oh! Well, since Shadow has become so popular, he was bound to get a spin-off. Not only that, this was Sonic Team's perfect chance to design a Sonic game where you can use a gun, since so many kids were asking for that around the time. Whoever these kids are, they must be face-palming by now. Sonic Team wanted to amplify the darkness to the max, and in doing so, they abandoned Shadow's good-natured disposition in favor of over-the-top angst. Enter the 2005 game Shadow the Hedgehog. And it got Shadow wrong big time. The first cutscene screams at us that Shadow is out of character here. He's gone back to questioning about his past even though he got over that in Sonic Heroes. The whole game is him whining about the past again and again.
Now, I can uncover the truth about my past. I need to know about my past. I need these emeralds to uncover the truth about my past. I need these emeralds to help me uncover my past.
The past, oh my god, it's the past!
And then the evil alien army, the Black Arms, invade Central City. And how does Shadow react?
Look how pathetic they are. I don't have time for these humans.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen! A city's being destroyed, civilians are likely hurt, and all he can say is, screw him. Then the main villain, Black Doom, tells Shadow to get the Chaos Emeralds as promised, giving him the idea that he knows about his past. This convinces Shadow to set out to retrieve the emeralds to find the truth of his past. so he doesn't step in when lives are in danger, but when there's something in it for him, then he goes. This is the same Shadow that saved the world in SA2. The same Shadow that saved Rouge in Heroes. This guy is not a hero. Also, he gave an abysmal first impression for new players. The layout of the story in this game is a set of branching paths that change depending on which mission you'll tackle. This may have been ambitious, but it should have been one linear storyline. Because of the branching paths, Shadow's personality shifts like rabid mood swings. One minute he's, no one tells me what to do, I'm going my own way. And the next he's,
Garbage day!
no matter what path you take, nothing about his character feels organic here. His rivalry with Sonic has been botched too. He's supposed to see Sonic as his equal, but instead, he acts all surly and finds him to be a pest. In one ending, he just turns on Sonic, and joyful, victorious music plays after you beat him. His friendship with Rouge and Omega has zero development. We don't even see all three together. It doesn't help that Shadow never talks to anybody during the stages. Sure, he talks to himself a lot, but he never gets in a conversation with any of the other characters. He did so in Heroes, so why not here? Most of the supporting characters he never talked to before. What a missed opportunity. To be fair, I do like his empathetic moments with Maria and the Gun Commander, but they can't make up for all this hot garbage. This game it sabotaged Shadow's character to the point of parody. It reinforced the misconception of what Shadow was like, and after 14 years, he's still suffering for it. But thankfully, despite all the problems Sonic 06 has, it got Shadow's character right. No exaggerated angst or amnesia. Shadow's written as selfless and heroic, with brand new opportunities to flesh him out more. Mostly thanks to two new characters, Silver the Hedgehog and Mephiles the Dark. Mephiles is a straight-up menacing villain that tests Shadow's inner strength and his trust with humanity. Shadow became so obsessed with him, he decided to stay in the doomed future to interrogate him instead of returning to the present. Mephiles callously reveals to Shadow that humanity will betray him. Given Shadow's reaction, we see that he's getting to him. Mephiles may be right, but when Mephiles asks Shadow to join him, he refuses and tells him that his destiny is for him to decide.
You forgive humanity this folly, then?
I determine my own destiny.
Wow, Shadow has definitely gotten better. Silver's another character who builds him up. Mephiles manipulated Silver into trying to kill Sonic to stop the fiery monster Iblis, but the two investigate Mephiles and Iblis' origins to find the answers, which is an integral part of Silver's character arc. It's possible that Shadow sees a bit of himself in Silver, a naive kid who thinks what he's doing is right, even though it's crazy. This is the closest Shadow gets to being a mentor figure. This chapter also shows Shadow's compassionate side. Look at this cutscene where he checks that the Duke of Soliana is alright. Mephiles told him that the world will turn on him, but he helps this guy anyway. His companionship with Sonic is also good here. They work together multiple times throughout the story, and after Sonic's temporary death, Shadow expresses some grief for him. His friendship with Rouge and Omega is developed as well. He saves Rouge in Kingdom Valley, and he stands between her and Iblis in Flame Core. And then there is Omega. Listen to how somber Shadow is when he has to leave Omega in Crisis City.
It's not like we can do anything for him now.
Yeah.
Omega confesses to Shadow that the world will order him to apprehend him in the future. Look at Shadow's face. He's hurt by this. He feels betrayed, not just by humanity, but by Omega. But even after all the drama and harsh truths, Shadow sticks with his friends to defeat Mephiles and take the ultimate evil down. In Shadow's final battle with Mephiles, the evil doppelganger questions why Shadow will fight for good even though mankind will turn on him.
Why fight at all? Why risk your life for those who will persecute you later?
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
That is really good. He doesn't care what the world thinks about him. He stands by his friends and proclaims that he'll keep on fighting. The way Shadow was written here feels refreshing. I'd love to see where his character goes from here. Unfortunately, the 2010s has different plans for him. Like the rest of the cast, Shadow has been demoted to one-note cheerleader in Sonic Generations. Other than that, he has this conceited, I'm better than you demeanor going on, but it's modest compared to the bastardization of him in the Sonic Boom series. Instead of these games being studied as inspiration for his character, Boom kept a close eye on the 2005 title. You thought he was an edgelord there? He was Pee Wee Herman back then compared to this trash.
I finally understand teamwork. And it's beautiful.
That was pathetic. Saving the world? You? Don't make me laugh. You're more annoying than usual. You're weak. And I'm leaving alone. As your superior. And you know what makes you weak? Your loyalty to your pathetic friends.
You know what the funny thing is? He's not even that relevant in the plot of either Rise of Lyric or Shattered Crystal. He's in them for a short amount of time, but during that, we see how staggeringly unfaithful these games are to his character. Even though he was basically a cameo in both games, the marketing flaunted him because of how popular he is. So if he's involved, the fans are guaranteed to buy them. Hey Adventure fans, look, it's Shadow! See how cool he is by calling Sonic annoying, dismisses that a well-meaning little girl's pathetic, acts like he's better than everybody, and rants about how lame friends are. That's why you like him, right? His Boom counterpart is the antithesis of Shadow's character. Shadow has admiration for Sonic. He risked his life on the wishes of two well-meaning young girls. He doesn't think he's better than everyone else, and he cares deeply about his friends. As a Shadow fan, this is offensive. Of course we're not going to buy these games, not after that. Then there's the Hollow fan service marathon that is Sonic Forces. It made a big deal in Shadow's inclusion. He was advertised as one of Infinite's 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and he's the protagonist of his own DLC campaign. Will he be three-dimensional like in SA2? Will his companionship with Sonic and Team Dark see any development? Will he have a good reason to be on the evil side? No? No? What do you think? Once again, he's a one-dimensional smug edgelord who's present in all the marketing, but he's only in the story for a short amount of time. Shadow didn't even join Infinite. What we saw in the trailer was an illusion created by Infinite, but it looks like Shadow, so let's exploit it to get the Adventure fans hyped. That's all Shadow's good for now! An edgy marketing tool advertised to attract attention from his fans, and then sidelined in the final product since he's hardly given any material to work with, despite the fact that Sonic Team said he would play a major role here. He took another step back in the recent Team Sonic Racing. He's forcefully edgy and acts like Sonic's an inferior punk. And I hated when he drove past Rouge and Omega when they needed his help in Team Sonic Racing Overdrive, like he doesn't care about them. And as of this recording, Team Sonic Racing is the latest we got out of him. The games this decade put him in to sell copies, but they practically give us the finger through Shadow for a few minutes and then he's gone. You can't just put him in there. You need to show respect and understanding of him. Otherwise, the fans will feel alienated. I'm sorry I sound angry in this video, but seeing Shadow this way breaks my heart. I'm sick of his one-note edgelord persona, and I'm sick of his spin-off game being the source of his current personality. If Shadow will be in the upcoming 2021 game, then please get him right. He's not a villain, he's not an anti-hero, and he's not an edgelord. He's one of the most popular characters because he had a genuinely moving arc, not because he's edgy meme fodder. He's a quiet hero who cares about others. He's done with his desire for revenge, his hatred of people, and his superiority complex. He's moved on. He has a responsibility to protect the world since his oldest friend believed that was his purpose. It's not that he thinks he's better than everyone else. This isn't Shadow, and neither is this, or this, or this, or this. The internet will keep calling him an angsty edgelord, and Sega may officially do the same, but I'll always see him as the hero he is.